I bought my first Bitcoin miner at the end of 2021, and in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how much I've made, how much I've spent, and whether or not all of this effort was worth it in the end. Let's jump right in. If you're new to the channel here, my name is Zach Hartley, and I make content about finance, business, Bitcoin, crypto, just about anything that I can do to make money. And so I'm going to show you what Bitcoin miners I bought back in 2021. Okay, so this is the Bitcoin miner that I bought back in 2021. It is an S19J Pro by Antminer. It only mines for Bitcoin. It doesn't usually sit on the cardboard here. I usually have it up on that shelf. But when this thing is on, the fans are blaring. It puts out a lot of heat. It puts out a lot of noise. And it used to mine a lot of Bitcoin. Now, if you're thinking about getting into mining, this is the thing that I didn't realize, and that is that these miners will mine less Bitcoin over time, and it happens for two different reasons. Number one is as more miners come online, it becomes more difficult to get that reward for Bitcoin. There's more people competing for it, and so you basically earn less Bitcoin because there's other people out there. The second reason is because of the halving. That reward gets cut in half roughly every 4 years, and so you need to budget both of those factors into your profitability equation when you're setting up your farm or you're buying your equipment. Now, the other thing that I didn't realize when I bought this unit is how much noise it creates in the summer when the fans are at full blast and how much heat it actually creates basically year round. It will heat the entire garage in the winter. As you can see, it's just kind of getting ramped up right now, but this is what it sounds like 24/7. Okay, so now you've seen the hardware. Let's start talking about how much money we have made and how much we have spent to run that machine. Okay, now when it comes to running that machine, there's a couple of things I need. Number one is electricity, number two is airflow, and number three is internet. For airflow, I've set up some fans, and for internet, I have that already for my office and my house. And so electricity is really the big cost here. And when it comes to electricity, it's a little bit tough to exactly measure, but I've taken the data from my utility bill as well as the calculations I can find online for that machine. And on average, my electricity bill is coming out to around $307 Canadian per month to run that machine. Now in total, that's going to work out to around $12,000 in electricity since I started. On top of that, I have the cost of the machine, the cost of the fans, the cost of the hardware to get it set up. In total, that came out to around $14,000. So between electricity and upfront cost, I'm in it for about 26,000 Canadian. Now, before I talk about how much Bitcoin I've actually mined, what I want to do first is just dive into what I am doing with that Bitcoin once I've mined it. You see, I've got a couple different options. Number one is that I could put it into a cold storage wallet and I could keep it offline and I can keep it safe and secure. Or I could put it onto an online platform where I can transact with it, I can use it, I can buy and sell different cryptocurrencies, and I can basically trade or invest. And the third option is that I could put it into a high yield account where my crypto is actually going to earn me more crypto. Now, recently, I've been moving more and more of my Bitcoin into that third option, the high yield account, onto a platform called Sensible, which also happens to be the sponsor of this video. Sensible is a platform that allows anyone to easily and safely earn yield on their cryptocurrency in order to earn even more crypto. Right now, you can earn up to 8% on Bitcoin, 2.5% on ETH, and 7.5% on Solana. And the advantage to using Sensible is that it makes it super easy, safe, and secure for anyone to get started. Simply deposit any amount of crypto into your Sensible account and it will be automatically put to work to start earning you more crypto. And for the first 250 people to sign up using the link in the description to this video, Sensible will also match your deposit up to $15. The company is backed by Coinbase Ventures. They use proven systems to earn the yield and they make it super easy for anyone to get started. So this is where I'm storing my Bitcoin once it is being mined, and through Sensible, I can earn up to an 8% yield on that holding. Now let's start talking about how much Bitcoin this system has actually mined for me. All right, so from January 1st of 2022 all the way until the end of March in 2025, we have mined 0.296 worth of a Bitcoin. Now that is certainly less than what I had expected when I first bought the machine. However, if we do that translation into the dollar value of Bitcoin, it currently works out to just under $35,000. And so with an upfront cost of around $26,000, we've probably netted around $9,000 in profit. Now, a couple of things to consider here. Number one is that we are just holding Bitcoin. It is not converted into Canadian dollars. And so when Bitcoin was much higher a month ago, the profit number looked a whole lot higher as well. Number two is that my electricity cost is probably plus or minus 10%. There's going to be a little bit of variation within my numbers here. And number three here is that I live in Calgary, Alberta, and I was able to lock in a 3-year electricity rate at a very, very low level, below 7 cents per kilowatt hour. And I don't think most people are going to be able to get an electricity rate that low. And so lots of different variables are going to influence your situation and whether or not this is a good venture for you. But hopefully this video showed you a couple of different aspects that you may want to consider before spending all that money on equipment. Now, would I do this all over again? The answer is probably. For me, this worked out fairly well. I learned a lot. I was able to make some content about it, and I really used this to my advantage. However, if you are somebody that doesn't have the space, or you can't manage the airflow or the heat or the noise, or your electricity rate is higher, or you couldn't buy the equipment at a good enough price, then this is probably not the right situation for you. I also got very lucky with the fact that my machine did not break down and I haven't had to do a single repair in 3 years. And so if you had any type of technical issues or challenges, that would have a huge impact on your end results. Now, if you are going to get into this, here is my advice. Number one, buy the best machine possible, because this industry moves extremely quick, and your machine, if it's already 1 or 2 years old, is going to be out of date and unprofitable very, very quickly. Number two is that the heat and the airflow and the noise were a much bigger deal and a much bigger issue than I had ever initially anticipated when I was getting started. And number three is just the overall impact of your electricity price is probably going to be the make or break factor. You can negotiate a little bit on hardware, but for the most price, it's kind of commoditized and you're going to be paying the same ballpark as everybody else. And electricity is really where you might be able to have a strategic advantage. So if you can find electricity for really cheap anywhere, I would jump on it. Now, when it comes to my personal Bitcoin mining journey, I think it is slowly coming to an end. I'm not at the point where I want to go out and buy more equipment and set up a bigger and larger Bitcoin mining farm. I'm actually at the point where I like how I've done so far. I want to keep buying more and more Bitcoin, especially at the lower prices, and I want to invest it. I want to put it into the high yield account, earn my 8%, and keep stacking the bag. That is my plan over the long term. So if you or anybody you know is interested in buying my Bitcoin miner because you got cheap electricity, please reach out to me. My email is down below, and I sincerely appreciate you watching till the end. Thank you so much for following along in this journey. I sincerely appreciate it, and we'll talk to you soon.